So $4,612 generated in revenue, so sales in just 2 weeks. So I'm here with my man, Willie. Willie, how we doing?
Very good, Ryan.
All right, very good. Good to see you, my friend. Willie, want to talk about your business, which is now operational today. We've had quite the journey together, yeah?
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been very good.
Remind me, Willie, I can't recall, before you invested into Vending Accelerator, were you looking at any maybe franchise opportunities, business opportunities, or anything else?
Yes, I was looking, I was checking different types of businesses because I wanted to invest and I wanted to have a semi-passive income. And I knew that vending machine was a very, very good option. I need to have someone, the right partner, the right people to help me do it because I don't know anything about the business. And I found Vending Accelerator and I talked to you. I'm going to feel supported going out and starting a business with someone that already made mistakes, that already walked the path, that I don't have to do it because it's going to be too expensive for me. Just the fact that I was going to be able to talk to someone who will support me and answer questions that I would have.
I think I remember that, Willie, because I think I said to you, because you had quite a few questions, and I said, because I say this every time to anybody who says, I've got a lot of questions, can we meet again, or whatever it is. I said, that's okay. Because the more questions you ask me, the more clarity you can gain. But you truly, in the world of franchise opportunities, business opportunities, or any kind of business investment, you don't get full clarity until you actually make the leap.
Yes.
When you invested in the Vending Accelerator, how did that go for you? The onboarding, the training platform, but how was that for you? Remember?
Well, that was amazing because I went through the classes, talking to your team. Again, asking questions and listening, especially to other people in other cities and other states, asking other type of questions. That gave me the assurance that I could keep growing, and having the information is important for me. When I got the spreadsheets with all the schools on the principal names, number of students, school district, how many machines in every school, that was amazing for me because if I had to do it by myself, there's no way I would get that. The brochure, how to do the sample bag, what to put in the sample bag, what not to put in the sample, what to say and what not to say, how to talk, not asking for this, talking to anybody. That was important for me to know that I had all the resources.
Yeah, you touched on quite a few things there. The big part at the beginning is, my expert data entry and fact finding team that does deep vetting process. So you don't have to, and very professionally, and they do it in a 2-week period to find all of the high traffic locations, within, 10 or 15 mile radius in most cases. So I'll ask you, because, what our promise is that you're going to get a list where there's high traffic locations and there's only opportunity highlighted. Did we do that?
Yes, that's right. There is something that I told you, Ryan. I am not very good at sales. I hate selling stuff. I'm not a sales person.
What is your background?
I'm not. I am on IT. I was a software developer for over 20 years. It wasn't until you and I had a conversation, a one-on-one conversation, and you talked to me that changed that.
Yeah, I remember, Willie. I remember because, we had that one-on-one, and I remember looking at your spreadsheet, and there was something I noticed right away is that you basically weren't getting past the front desk. And there's a magic phrase that we have that's very simple. And I said, Willie, do me a favor, please verbatim, give me the exact phrase you're saying when you walk in there. And that's when I was like, there it is. The lack of confidence in sales, which is not what you do, but you don't have to sell here. But when you have a fear of selling, I get it, right? You were going in there and saying way too much than you ever had to say. So exactly. Just brought you back to center, right? And said, this is exactly what it is. And you and I practice it back and forth. And then ultimately some things started to fall for you. Something else leveraged there as well, because then you started to get better conversations and more interest by just leaning on the magic phrase and the 6-figure location brochure collection. Talk to me about that part first.
It was different when before you and I had that one-on-one conversation. It was different because I was trying to sell something, but then the conversation changed, and I was there just to sign a contract, and I felt in a different way. I felt like I was going to a place that I owned. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, I'm here. You need to talk to me. It's not that I need to talk to you. You need to talk to me. Who is the right person that I can talk to, because you want to talk to me.
When you walk in there and say, hey, and I need to talk to the principal, they're like, yeah, okay, let me see if he's available. I mean, is that true?
Yeah, I said I need to talk to the principal. That gave me access to either the vice principal or the assistant of the principal or the financing person. And then I was able to do a presentation very easily, and all of them were very interested.
And now you've got 2 high schools secured and 2 vending machines, 2 combo vending machines at each high school. Talk about how things are going.
Very well. I mean, I'm still in the process of fine-tuning the whole thing.
Yep.
But it is amazing how many things. I was surprised. In one of the schools, the first day, I had 163 events.
Wow.
163 transactions in one day. And the other one got 95.
Wow.
The first day.
You said 163 vends, which is product sales, 95 product sales vends at the other location. So yeah, you did 258, if my math is correct, 258 product sales between 2 vending machines in one day.
In 24 hours, yeah.
Congratulations. The average vending machine sells about 12 products a day.
I had to go back the next day and restart the machine.
Yeah, that's a great problem to have. Now, you always have that, what we call that honeymoon period, where they get really excited. Yeah. Things start to taper off a little bit, but we've actually got your numbers from the last couple of weeks. You mind if we pull those up?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So we've got that here last 2 weeks. You got 2 machines at this high school. So we're looking at the March 12th through March 26th, right? And you generated 2,124 product sales in just 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks.
4 vending machines, right? Yeah. Now, here's one thing that might surprise some folks. You still had 601 cash sales.
Yep.
Okay. So, that's about 25% of your sales coming from cash or coin. So $4,612 generated in revenue. So sales in just 2 weeks. So you've got, about $2,300 broken down per vending machine per month, right? Because 46.
That's right.
Yeah, because this is just 2 weeks. Okay. With about a 50% profit margin. This will get you about $2,300 take home. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, it's about that. Okay. And don't forget that it's Saturdays and Sundays included over there.
This is a full 2 weeks, so that puts you at about $9,200 for the month on 4 vending machines. Multiply that times a month, and then about $4,600 take home for 4 vending machines. How many hours a week are you working for those 4 machines in 2 schools?
Right now, I'm spending 1 hour a week, actually 2 hours a week. I have to go twice a week.
Yeah.
Every visit takes me 1 hour to do everything that I need to do.
To run and operate. Now, does that include pulling the stock to pre-kit your bins and everything?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. So four, let's call it 4 or 5 hours a week. If you're at each school twice a week, including some drive time, about 5 hours a week to take home about $4,600, maybe $5,000 a month. Pretty good, Willie.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously, it helps to have 2 machines at one location. Like you said, you're just getting started here. You're just newly operational. You're going to start to get things down faster, when it comes to restocking the machines. And now you're starting to take a look at your menu and start to make changes. That's amazing. So how big are we going to go here?
In terms of number of machines?
You said goal by the end of the year is what, 12 machines?
By the end of this year, the goal is to have 12 machines. By the end of next year, 20 machines.
Going back to the investment where you're at today, would you do it all over again?
Of course, yeah, I would do it. I would do it a couple of weeks earlier.
A couple of weeks earlier. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things we would have done differently. Like, you would have just said the phrase at the beginning and just, right? I got to say your confidence is through the roof now, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe even call you a sales guy? No?
No, but I'm just being myself. I was trying to be someone that I'm not. So
that's a really great point, Willie, is that you don't have to be someone you're not. You're not a sales guy. You don't need to be a sales guy or a sales gal to come in here and execute our plan. You just need to be yourself and follow the process. And that's a beautiful way to say that, because I've actually never said it that way.
And what I believe is that they need the machines. I don't need them. They need the machines. They need us to be there. It's good for the students. It's good for the kids to have healthy food in their machines. So it is important for them, and they are very happy. The machines are beautiful. They look very nice. They kind of enliven the facilities of the school.
Yeah. It's a great point to make, because it can give a facility that needs a little bit of a facelift, a little bit of an upgrade, right? Talk to me about the overall operation of the machines, my team's support, and all that good stuff.
That's something that gives me also a lot of confidence, because I was in some of the operational clinics, although I didn't have machines yet, just because I wanted to see what happens after you have machines running. The response was amazing. I was listening to the conversations, and when I started during the installation of my machines and during some issues that I had at the beginning, which is normal, the response was immediately. I mean, I was texting and immediately got a phone call from Brian asking me, "Hey, Willie, what can I do for you? What do you need? Let me know what you need. Let me send you this video that is going to help you with this or that." I never felt alone in the process. Never.
Yep. It's the scariest feeling in the world as an entrepreneur, is to feel alone. You're like, I don't know what to do. And I don't know who to go to. Having the right mentor is an absolute game changer. Do you feel like you've got the right mentors in your corner?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm very happy about it. Yeah. And I know that if I have an issue, I can talk to someone. It's different when you have an issue and nobody answers. You don't know what to do. You are in the middle of the problem at the school or with the machine or something. You don't know what to do. No, I get support immediately, and that's important.
Thank you for trusting the process.
It is important to be persistent. It is important to not quit. If it's not something, maybe you have to check what's going on before you quit. But you have to be persistent.
I would say more than persistent. I would say, Willie, that you were more consistent.
Okay. Yeah, being consistent.
Yeah.
You have to have some discipline, and also being teachable.
Yep.
Be humble and learn.
Awesome. All right. Well, Willie, I love your journey, man. I can't wait to see where you go from here. We're here for you. We can't wait to, you're the perfect scenario. You got plenty of opportunity in your marketplace in the same exact school district. Like, it's a big one. We're just going to help you get your operations down right. And then we're going to keep growing.
Yeah. And thank you very much for all the support and everything, man.
Always.
You have been great.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.